I'm Pat Coleman here from D3Hoops.com and the final day of the D3 Hoops Roadshow. I'm talking with Eric James, the head coach of Medgar Evers women's basketball. And Coach, first of all, I have to say, there are a couple schools this year, a couple teams that kind of gave up the ship. They didn't have enough numbers come out. Another team, another school program lost kids at the break and called it quits to the season after 7 games. And your team suited up 8 tonight and has been plugging away all season. So first of all, I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And secondly, how has it been going? Obviously, the scores aren't pretty.
Yeah, it's been rough. You know, I have a very young team, very inexperienced team. You know, I added 2 players that kind of know basketball, but the others, are more freshmen that really just learning the game. So I've been dealing with that where it's more like the first, say, 15, 20 games in the season, I'm teaching basketball.
Right.
So, just trying to take it step by step, teaching them basketball, teaching them about the concepts of the game. Why, like you said, I'm up against a level of play where they already have ball players that know the game.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It seemed to me, and obviously, tonight against John Jay, lost 88-44, but it didn't look like your team gave up. They didn't look despondent. They hustled it all the way through the end.
Exactly, and that's one thing I think I've been getting commended for all season where, like you said, no matter what the score is, my girls keep playing. They give it all, and that's what I try to tell them and stress every game. Leave everything on the floor. I'm saying even though the score may not show, but if you play and you continue to learn and get better and take it step by step, hey, at the end of the day, we can always say, even though we may have lost, but we got better.
Is this the kind of situation where you're recruiting kids off of other athletic teams, or trying? I assume there's a large number of walk-ons at this level, and I don't know how much recruiting you actually have the opportunity to do.
Yes. Like this year, because of the new rule that came in effect for CUNY, I lost like about 5 recruits.
So tell me about that rule. What is
the rule came down where, I guess before, we had it where if you were taking remedial classes, you can play, but they started in July. End of July, where they came out with a rule that states that if you have remedial classes, you cannot play. You can't be a student athlete. Okay. So that affected my whole recruiting class. And then, it's like uphill from there.
Well, like I know you have, if I understand correctly, you have a player who played 19 minutes tonight, Roniki Brown, who's a tennis player here, right?
Exactly.
And Imani Mason, I guess, is new to the roster.
Yeah, this is, I think, Imani's 3rd game. She was a student athlete that had financial situations where the first semester she had to come part-time, and then she just came full-time the spring semester. So this is her 2nd game, and she's one of our better ball players. And Nia Tompkins, another one, I think she's about her 8 games in. She came in also during the second half of the season. So before them 2 came in, I really just had bodies, because you see them 2 did the bulk of the scoring.
Yep.
So
tonight, Mason, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 7 steals, and Tompkins with 13 points and 5 rebounds. Before those 2, I know there were games where you guys scored in single digits.
Exactly. Because like I said, I just had bodies. People just learning how to play, learning how to shoot. So it was just a thing of trying to keep them together, keep them learning the game, and keep moving forward.
Yeah. How do you keep them having how do you maintain a positive attitude? First of all, yourself, and then with the kids.
Yes. I guess because you're a coach. You love the game. If you love teaching, you see this as a teaching situation. So you know your situation. So you're learning. They're learning. So you just kind of keep that concept, that motivation, keep them motivated, and let them know, hey, they're learning the game. They're playing against a level of play that's probably a little above them. Yeah. So, these are things we look to expect.
And this is your alma mater. That must make it a little easier to stick it out, right?
Yeah, definitely. And one thing, like you said, I'm trying to get them to learn, not only the basketball, but the whole concept of playing with pride. Represent your school, represent yourself and your family. So that whole thing.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, and I wish you good luck the rest of the season and for next season as well.
Thank you all.
Right,
appreciate you coming.
Thanks.
Okay.